on to you Geminis. You Geminis actually have the Hierophant, then you have the Queen of Pentacles, and then you have the Devil card. I can't use this deck after I'm done with this thing. All right, so for you Geminis, what you Geminis have got is that y'all are in a position where you know that this connection between yourself and someone else is not a very good one, because they don't want to have you as far as an honest way. They want to have you from a control perspective. And that's something that you Geminis don't want. You don't want that. You know, if a person's going to be with you, then they have to be with you from the perspective of, you know, they have to respect the fact that you're a person and that you make choices. And teamwork is the word, right? A lot of people don't know what teamwork is. A lot of people are in competitions with one another, and yet at the same time, while in relationships, they're going against the person whom they're in a relationship with instead of working with them as a team. And it's weird. And so the thing is that the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords is about, that's the reason why you Geminis will leave people. So it's this connection that a person has for you, right? And that's why they're coming back, because they don't know how to let go, because they just keep thinking about, part of it really is about them thinking about what they've lost. And so, you know, if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, I've never seen Lord of the Rings like that. But if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, I know enough about it where, you know, you have the person go, my precious, my precious. That's how it is that they're moving. You know, they refuse to deal with you from a perspective of you being a person, but with your own decisions, your own choice, mind of your own, while at the same time, they don't, even though they don't want to respect it, they don't like the fact that you go away. So it's like, it's kind of weird, because in on itself, the fact that they could keep losing you over and over and over, and you Geminis are basically describing, and it's not really a matter of them losing you over and over and over, you deciding to not be with them over and over and over, and they can do nothing about that, is proof in on itself that you're not a toy. But they refuse to accept that in its totality for what it means. And so with that being said, this is the thing that puts them in stupid situations, because they feel that emptiness. The Judgment and the Six of Cups here represents for you how a lot of you Geminis, again, like you've been delivered from them. The Six of Cups, they're coming back trying to find out what's going on. But again, you've been delivered. You don't care about that, right? Like what does that have to do with the cost of tea in China? You know, like what does that have to do with them? Just because they come back, what does that have to do with you deciding to go back to them? The Four of Wands, right? Four of Wands. You've been liberated. You've been sheltered. You've been protected from that stuff. You Geminis are the ones that basically chose to stay away. So why is it that they feel like they have some sort of power over you, or they can say certain things to get you Geminis to come back and all of that? It's not working. You know what I'm saying? It's not working. It's definitely not working. They had a chance, and they didn't take the opportunity. They didn't, you know, they weren't resourceful. They didn't use the opportunity like that to get them more opportunities. So, and so the thing is that the King of Cups and the Hangman here represents how, once again, you know, you Geminis are open to meeting brand new people. It's just that right now, a lot of you Geminis don't want to get into a new relationship with this. You don't want to get into a new relationship with this goofball, you know, on your heels. right? Everywhere you go, you get yourself into a new relationship with a person. The person is not only stalking you, but they're stalking the new person that you've got, checking out your new person, trying to find out if they can do something. Because like you gotta understand that like stalkers are not meant to be taken lightly. They're stalking you, they're stalking the person whom you're with. That's not good. They're looking at the two of you, jealous hearted as a mug of the person whom you're hanging out with. Why so and so got to be there? Why dude got to be there? Why so and so got to be there, or whomever, right? And now they're doing all this studying and all this independent research now in, or I should say, on the person that you with. So a lot of you Geminis are like, you're going to just take it easy for a minute right quick, because you don't want, you Geminis are just basically being responsible. You don't want to have someone basically whom has nothing to do with this connection that this person will not let go of. Or maybe they don't, you know what I'm saying? They stalk you in a different way, call your phone a million times when you're hanging out with so-and-so. And I've talked about this before, that people get stalked more often than what you think. Don't let this internet stuff fool y'all. This internet stuff is goofy. This stuff over here will have you thinking people are super rich and they need nothing and they're self-sufficient and there's a chicken in every pot. This internet stuff will have you caught up if you don't pay attention. I'm telling y'all, because I know it to be true. You know how many people who lives in my neighborhood, who I've seen their social media pages, whom I know personally, who are not like that in real life? They're not charismatic. They're not charismatic. They've let me know they're not charismatic. Trust me, we've had talks. They let me know they're not charismatic. And how it is that I can only say so much on YouTube. They let me know some wild stuff. They said, look, they let me know, they was like, bro, you're a blessing, bro, more than you think. They told me this, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? Can't believe I'm hearing this from them. And they're like, yeah, you're a blessing more than what it is that you think, bro. They done went ahead and went to the doctor, and they got the C word, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say it, but they got the C word. And they don't know how long they have. And they let me know, this was last year, they let me know, like, yo, like, I haven't seen the person since. But they let me know, like, yo, like, it's just me. And I was like, what about so-and-so? And, the person that they hung out with, and two straight dudes, right? Me and dude, he's my homie. And he's like, me and so-and-so broke up. I don't think so-and-so really cares about me the way that so-and-so tried to make it seem. It's all good when I'm buying the person shoes and pumps, and I guess that's shoes. I don't know. Shoes and pumps and bags and all this other type of stuff and all of that, and looking fly. But at the same time, I don't think the person really liked me like that. And I'm like, so it's just you? And dude's like, yeah, it's just me and my dog. So I'm like, dude got the C word on top of that, if you catch my drift. I'm not gonna say the name. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that the person expressed to me, the person told me, like, you're a blessing, dude, because he told me, he was like, if it wasn't for you, dude, fill in that blank. You understand what I'm saying? Fill in that, unfortunately, but fill in the blank. And so this is why it is I was saying to you, Geminis, like the You don't know what people got going on. And the internet will have you fooled thinking all these people sitting up on the internet getting at you, talking wild to you. You don't know how many times you Geminis have saved people's lives. Literally, y'all, man, I can't say certain things on YouTube, but this is real life. This really happened. And in any case, I hope dude's okay, by the way. I really do. I don't, about the same age too. He probably about like 2 or 3 years older than me. So it's like, you dig what I'm saying? So I hope dude's all right. You know what I mean? I ain't, but Taurus, as a matter of fact. I ain't gonna say dude name. But yeah, so point I'm trying to make here with that is the fact that you are that important, and that you Geminis you don't understand the capacity of why a person would stalk you, because you probably don't stalk people, but like you don't understand the value that you Geminis bring to the table, that y'all could literally mean that much to a person and don't even know it, and that creates the stalking, and that keeps them going, and that keeps them around and keeps the internal engine going to where they can get up and do the work. Even if they got to stalk you just to have purpose, they'll do that, as I just finished talking about. And the person works as a bartender too. I'm not gonna say names, but the person works as a bartender too. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna say names. This is real life person. This is real life. Y'all know my stories are official. They're 100% true. I ain't gotta lie. Y'all know that. So that's why it is that this person is stalking you. You mean that much to them. But the thing about them is, once again, they don't know how to interact with you Geminis the correct way, the way in which you Geminis would want to hang around them. They're so focused on you mean so much to the point where it's skewed from the perspective of then they need to accept the fact that you may not trust them, and that if they really care about you, they have to accept that it's a loss that they might take. You dig what I'm saying? That's what being in a relationship is. That's what comes with the territory of putting yourself out there. There's a chance that you might not, you know what I'm saying? There's a chance that you might look goofy, but you still have to, both sides, you still have to take that chance, because it is what it is at the end of the day. If you don't take any chances, you don't get any wins. So let's clarify the Hanged Man for you, Geminis. I'm sorry to go on that long tangent, but it's the truth, because I really needed you Geminis to really understand that, like, you could be just little old you or whatever you think, but you really don't understand. Like, I've had people admit things to me, like some things I never knew that I was important like that. I never knew that I was important like that. You Geminis don't ever know how important y'all are. Y'all don't know what people go through sometimes. I'm telling you. You could see it in my eyes that I'm not lying. Y'all don't know what people go through sometimes. Let's clarify the Hanged Man, the Temperance, Tower, High Priestess, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords. All T cards. All of them begin with the letter T. The High Priestess, the Tower, Temperance, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords. Wow. So these three cards right here for you, to clarify the Hanged Man, is about how you just have to, once again, just, if they're not really doing anything too wild, my suggestion to you Geminis is to just let them stalk. You don't know. Sometimes you could be really helping a person, you know what I'm saying, to just keep going for another day, you know, as long as they don't get wild. And the thing about it is, they may contact you, but don't allow them to come back in if you don't want them. Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, you know, again, stay away from them. Let them be as delusional as much as they want to be. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 28,560. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. Please come through and get a personal reading. The link to that is in the comment section below. Call the Linktree link. Peace, Gemini.